Hi, everyone. My name is David Antonini. I am the instructor for Philosophy 102, Critical Thinking at Great Basin College in the fall 2022 semester. Um, the purpose of this sort of brief introductory slash welcome video is to tell you a little bit about who I am, what the course is about, talk a little bit about the syllabus and some of the assignments you'll need to complete for this semester, and just it will kind of function as just a welcome video because um, in the absence of actual in-person meetings that you would normally have in a regular class, um, this is kind of a welcome to the class that you would normally get on the first day of an in-person class. So let me just start by telling you who I am, where I come from, and then move on to talking a little bit more about the class. So as I said at the beginning, my name's David Antonini. I am a philosophy instructor here at Great Basin College. In fact, I'm the only philosophy instructor here. This is my very first semester at Great Basin College. I just moved here uh, about 2.5 weeks ago from, well, I was in Southern Illinois, but I was actually, my previous job prior to that was at Clemson University in South Carolina. I taught there for 4 years. Uh, I received my PhD in philosophy in 2018 at Southern Illinois University, and I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So this is actually the fourth state that I've lived in the country, um, and I could say not really getting used to Nevada slash. I actually where I'm living in Nevada is closer to Las Vegas. Um, I am kind of getting used to it. It's hot all the time. Of course, the big difference, sort of coming where I was coming from, is that there's really no humidity here. It's obviously much drier heat. But I don't think there's been a moment in the past 2.5 weeks since I got here where the sun hasn't been beating down on me oppressively. Um, so uh, I wouldn't mind some rain, but I guess it doesn't happen all that often, so I kind of just have to get used to it. But nonetheless, that's just a little bit about me, and also just in terms of where I'm located. I'm located at the Pahrump campus at Great Basin College, which is near Las Vegas, and so that's where I live. Is actually Las Vegas, way down south. I don't know where all of you taking this class are located in the state. Of course, Great Basin College's sort of model and goal is to reach as many students as possible in the state of Nevada, and so I have no idea where you all live. I know the main campus for Great Basin is up near Elko in Nevada, and maybe some of you live there. And there's various other locations where the college has campuses. But in terms of where I'm located, it's in Pahrump, which is way down south by Las Vegas. Maybe you know that, maybe you don't, but that's just a little bit about who I am. Let me just say a little bit about the class and the syllabus and the assignments and things like that. So the first thing, just as any professor might on the first day of class, I just want to go over just some of the basic information at the top of the syllabus. And I have uploaded the syllabus to Canvas, or Web Campus. I've uploaded that as of this morning, so you can take a look at the syllabus. Now, I don't have a way to share my screen with the video the way I'm doing the video here, but I am just looking at that document here. And so just a few just quick things about me. My email is right there at the top. First name, last name at gbcnv.edu. That's how you can reach me. That's my preferred way that you reach me. I know that there's a way to just directly email the professor through Web Campus. You can do that, but my preference is just to send me an email at that address. My office hours are going to be 9 to 10:30 on Tuesday and Thursday. Now, the way those will work is I'm just going to do them via Zoom. And so if there's any point this semester that you need to meet with me, send me an email. Let me know when you want to meet. If you can't meet during that time period of 9 to 10:30, I'm happy to meet with you at a different time if that doesn't work for you. But the way that'll work is you'll send me an email, and then I will reply with a Zoom link that is unique to you, and then you click on it, and we'll get on and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Again, the course, of course, this course is entirely web-based. There are no live meetings for the course. And again, in terms of where I'm located, I'm located at the Pahrump uh, location for Great Basin College, and for what it's worth, my office is located in 121 in that location. At the top of the syllabus here, you're going to see a longer description of the course, the course objectives. The basic idea with those course objectives is that any sort of assignment that we do in this class, whether that be homework, quiz, exam, things like that, the goal of those is to try and accomplish those course objectives. And so there should be a kind of connection between the course objective and the things you're doing for the course. Those objectives should help you accomplish those objectives. And those objectives actually come straight from the course catalog for Great Basin College. Those are not actually objectives that I have come up with on my own. Those are requirements that Great Basin College has come up with for Philosophy 102 critical thinking. Okay, so that's just a little bit about some of the office hours, things like that, the course. Let me just say something about, again, the idea that this is a strictly online course. The one thing I want to say about an online course, and in particular with this course, I want to say this up front. Critical thinking it requires the same level of attention that you would probably have to give to a math course. Though it's not like, there are parts of the course that are going to be like math, but not entirely. But critical thinking, as you might guess from the name of it, it requires you to really stay on top of things. It's not something that you can really do at the last minute. So you really need to keep up with the readings. And the reason I'm saying that, I would say that in any class, of course, but I'm saying that especially because this is an online class. And because you don't have that kind of discipline of, needing to show up to class every day and hear a lecture and take notes. It's not that you don't know this, but I just want to emphasize it, that an online course like this is really, it's on you to be self-motivated and have a lot of discipline, to log in every day and make sure you're keeping on top of things. And of course, there are going to be assignments that you have to do every week that will make that easier, but I just want to say that in particular, that critical thinking, it's not exactly the same as other philosophy courses that are offered at the university. It's kind of a foundational course that shows you how you think. It teaches you to think about how you think. It's very kind of meta, and I think you're going to be surprised at sort of what you learn in this class. It's going to show you the kinds of thought processes that you're engaged in all the time, but maybe you're not even aware of it. It's going to teach you how to think well, and to think critically, of course. And that word critical is going to be key. But I'll say more about that in a little bit. But I just wanted to say that up front. You really need to be self-motivated and self-disciplined for an online course in general, but also for this course in particular, because of the nature of the course. Now, let me say something about just the policies and the kinds of assignments you're going to be doing in the class. So, you'll see here on page 2 of the syllabus, where it says course policies. Let me go over the assignments you're going to have. So, in any given week, you're going to have a reading assignment. Now, let me say something about those reading assignments, because if you scroll down to page 6 of the syllabus, where the reading schedule starts, you'll notice that for any given week, well, for this week it says read pages 1 to 16. And that is what you need to read for this week, though there is no homework and there is no quiz that goes along with this week's readings. I really want you to encourage you to do that reading, because it's really going to get you the author does a really nice job of laying out what is critical thinking, what's involved in a course on critical thinking, what is critical thinking and what isn't critical thinking. And so please do that introductory reading, because it's really going to set the tone for the course and just give you an idea of what you're getting yourself into this semester with this course. But besides this week, the other weeks you're going to notice that there are 2 different The reading assignments are broken up into two chunks. The reason I have them broken up into two chunks, and I have a note about this on this page here, on page 6, where it says, you'll notice there are 2 readings listed for each week. And the reason for that is because I am also teaching a live section of this course. And I mentioned that in the announcement. And so in order to make my life easier, I am keeping this course to some extent on track with that course. It's not exactly the same because, of course, we're not meeting on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but the readings correspond to the... So, for example, my students in my live class read 28 to 21, or 21 to 28 for Tuesday, and then 28 to 39 for Thursday. And so that's why there are 2 separate reading assignments for each week, is because that corresponds to the other course that I have. And so I have them broken up that way. You need to complete all of this reading in any given week. But I have it broken up because that's the way, in my mind, I'm thinking about how to organize the material. I'm organizing it in 2 different chunks. And so I just want to be straightforward about that. And then my goal with this course and my live version of this course is to use my lectures, is to record my live class and provide you with the videos of that live class. Now, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do that. It may or may not work, and if it doesn't, then I'll have to provide you more videos like this. But my hope is to be able to record my Tuesday and my Thursday lecture, and then provide those recordings to you all, so that you can watch them for this course. I actually think it would work out really well. You would get to see... you wouldn't only hear from me, but you'd get to hear from students in a classroom and how they're engaging with the material. And so I'm hoping that will work, but if it doesn't, again, obviously I will make it work and do more videos like this. So I just wanted to say a little bit about that. Now, going back to the assignments. In any given week, you're going to have to complete the exercises in the book that go along with each set of readings. And there is going to be a lot of homework. That means there's going to be homework every week. But again, it's important that there be homework every week in a course like Critical Thinking because it really helps you to learn the material. And so that's the sense in which I think Critical Thinking is a bit like a math course in that it's something you need to continually practice. And so that's why we're going to have that homework every week. And again, if you take a look at your book, let me just give you an example. If you were to look at this week's reading, pages 1 to 16, for example, if you were to go to page 6, look at the bottom of page 6, right here at the bottom of page 6, I know this isn't super helpful, but you'll see right here, those are the kinds of questions you would need to complete. You would be completing anytime there's a break in the reading and the author provides you with exercises, you need to complete each of these exercises. There may be quite a bit in a given reading, but for a lot of them, the author will explain the answers to you immediately afterwards. So, but for any given week, you'll need to complete all of the blanks that are given in a given chapter. And that will be due by Friday at midnight. So all of the blanks that are given in the reading, anytime the author kind of pauses and gives you some questions to answer, that's what you need to complete in any given week. And then all of it is due by Friday at midnight. And what that means is you need to actually transpose your answers into a Word document, type them out, and then upload that document to Canvas. That will be due every week by Friday at midnight. All of the homework in a given chapter will need to be typed out into a Word document by Friday at midnight. Okay, so that's a big part of your grade. Another part of your grade will be quizzes. Every Monday, you are going to have a quiz on the previous week's readings. So homework for a given chapter is due on Friday. And then Monday, you will have a quiz on that previous week. So just remember, that's always what will happen on Mondays. Not this coming Monday, or today, obviously. But I think in 2 weeks is when you'll have your first quiz. And the way that my quizzes will work, they will be available for the entire day on Monday. So you will have an entire day to do them. And it must be uploaded and submitted by Monday at midnight. And so that's the time period in which they're due and available. And so just be upfront now that Mondays are going to be a really important day for this course. I know it's an online course and that we have no meetings, but you need to make sure you know now Mondays are important because your quiz is every Monday and it's due by midnight. And you'll have all day to do it. And I'll say more, and you'll see more how the quizzes work when we get to the first one. In terms of the other assignments for the class, you're going to have a midterm in the class, and let me just double check the week for the midterm. You'll have a midterm the week of October. Let me just make sure this date's right. For some reason, that date, the week of October 10th is when you'll have your midterm in this class. And I'll say more about it when the time comes, but the midterm will cover all of the material from the first half of the semester. That's kind of, goes without saying. And then you'll also have a final exam. And that final will be during finals week. It will be a non-cumulative final exam. It will only cover material from the second half of the semester after the midterm. But again, I don't love exams, but in a class like critical thinking that functions similar to a math class, it's important to show me that you're learning the material. And so that's why it's the nature of the course that kind of necessitates exams. And then there is one other assignment that I'm going to say more about, where you're going to take a newspaper editorial and you're actually going to analyze that newspaper editorial using some of the tools that we have in this course. I'll say more about that when the time comes. In terms of your grade, then, those are the major assignments. You can find all of that on page 2 of the syllabus. In terms of my grade for the class, I don't weight anything in particular. I don't have a formula. It's simply however many points you get out of the points possible. And so I just have a straight 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, etc., etc. And there are no plus and minus grades given. Now, I'm not going to go over in great detail because I don't want this video to go on for too long, but you're going to see, starting on page 3 of the syllabus, where it says Institutional Policies and Procedures, going on to page, right before the reading and assignment schedule starts, you'll notice that all of that information is there. That's information that is probably on all of your syllabi for any class. That is information that Great Basin College requires instructors to have on their syllabi. And so that's all information you can find. It talks about things like different services that Great Basin College provides in terms of the withdrawal policy, if you have a disability, plagiarism, etc., etc. I may refer back to those policies at other points in the semester, but I just wanted to kind of talk to you that information is standard for any Great Basin College syllabus. Now, let me say just something else about this course. I want to be upfront with you in the fact that this is actually my first time teaching critical thinking. And so this course, I'm excited to teach it because the need for critical thinking is so great in today's day and age, especially because of the internet. And I'm sure all of you are familiar enough, with terminology like fake news and people saying that we live in a post-truth society and things like that, where, for example, you can get onto the internet and you have no idea whether the thing that you're reading is true or not. Now, that's not all that critical thinking is, but critical thinking, the idea is to give you the tools needed to help you navigate this messy world that we now live in, especially with social media, where anyone can post anything at any time and claim that it's the truth. So critical thinking is so vitally important. It is so practically important. And that's why the book that I've chosen, I really like this book because it's teaching you to focus a lot on how to tell what it's going to do. A couple of things. How do we tell whether a statement is true or not, whether it's a good argument or not? And just that word argument, right? Argument is going to be a key term in this course, and you're going to see that right away. An argument is not just a fight that you have with your friends or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. When a philosopher says argument, they mean something very specific. An argument is something that is in which the conclusion follows necessarily from a set of premises, and we'll get into that in the second week of the course. But I can't stress enough how important this tool of critical thinking is, and how I think useful you're going to find the course to be for your everyday life, which, I'm going to be honest, is not something I can always say to students about a philosophy course. But this course in particular is really going to help you navigate how messy our world is right now in terms of something as simple as knowing whether something is true or not, or whether something is a good argument. When you, for example, something I think about, and you may recognize this anyways, but I'm sitting around, watching television and seeing political ads. And they are probably some of the worst examples of what a good argument is. Because a lot of times political ads rely on rhetoric as opposed to arguments. And a big thing we're going to focus on in part of this course is the difference between rhetoric, something that sounds good, sounds true, but is it actually true? So anyways, that's kind of my pitch. But I also want to be upfront that this is actually my first time teaching critical thinking. So I want you to kind of be patient with me, is that I'm excited about the course, but I also think it doesn't do me any good to try to lie to you and convince you. I'm well qualified and well educated to teach this course, but it's also going to be a bit of a learning curve for me because it is my first time teaching it. So I just want to be upfront with you about that so that you know what to expect from me. And that if I make a mistake, I'm just as much of a human being as all of you are. And so I just want to be upfront about that. That's pretty much all I have for the introductory video. Please do the reading for this week. One other additional thing, you will not have regular discussion posts in this class, but you will have an introductory one for this week, just so you can learn a little bit about each other and see who each other is. And I'm going to post that either today or tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a short discussion post that's going to ask you to basically, engage with one another and learn a little bit about each other. And so be on the lookout for that. That's really going to be the only thing that you're going to be responsible for this week. So just be on the lookout for that. And other than that, I hope all of you are having a great first day of your semester, wherever you are in the state of Nevada. That's what's sort of weird about teaching where I'm at, is that I'm here near Las Vegas, but some of you may be 4 or 5 hours away. I don't know. But whatever the case is, I hope you're having a good first day of the semester. And again, you have other than the discussion post, there is no written assignment due this week. So if you don't have the book yet, I posted this in the announcement. It's okay, but you absolutely need the book by next week. Otherwise, if you have any questions in the meantime, please send me an email and let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you all soon.